Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the class on risk management and derivatives. So, continuing our discussion from the last class. So, you know that we were discussing about 2017 case study. So, the case study which came in the year 2017 that was based on sensitivity analysis. So, we were discussing that case study, very important case study. Every year, you can definitely expect from this subject the case study what will come. Definitely, that will be from this chapter only. So, with this, you can understand the importance of this chapter. So, whichever year question paper you go through, the case study will definitely should be of this chapter called risk management and derivative. So, 15 marks straight away will come from this chapter. There's no doubt on that part. I think out of all chapters in this subject, the chapter which carries the maximum marks is this subject, this chapter only this risk analysis on capital budgeting. So we were doing this problem. Okay, we are discussing this problem here. The same thing I have done in MS Excel, which I posted in the previous class video also through that Excel sheet. So all this we have discussed. Okay, all this we have discussed in the last class. If you have any doubt, please ask me. Use the comment option. Ask me if you have any doubt, guys. So based on we just use the pro forma and we developed the total operating cash flow. We found what is the total operating cash flow. Once we found the total operating cash flow, we found the basically the NPV of the project. Once we get the NPV of the project, then the question was like that if you change the selling price, if you decrease the selling price by 5%, then what would be the impact on NPV? The next question was that if you increase the variable cost by 10%, what would be the impact on NPV? And the third question was that if the cost of plant and machinery increase by 10%, then what would be the impact on NPV? So all these parameters already we discussed in the last class. So I'm not going to do revision of the same thing again. So if you see the data, what is being asked in 2017 year question paper, you can see your sale was 1 lakh unit, selling price per unit was 120 rupees, variable cost per unit was 60 rupees, fixed cost was 15 lakh rupees, depreciation rate was 25%, and the tax rate was 40%, time horizon 5 year, and the cutoff rate or WACC was 12%. Now the same data, with the same data, again the question came in 2016. So the question which came in 2016 and 17 were same only. You can see the same data. So the sale was 1 lakh unit, selling price 120 rupees per unit, variable cost 60 rupees per unit, fixed cost was 15 lakh rupees, depreciation rate is 25% WDV, salvage value that is equal to the end of the book value of the plant after 5 year, tax rate was 40%, time horizon 5 year, and WCC 12%. So same data is there in 2016 also. So here what they ask us to like calculate the NPV, and then they ask us that you decrease the selling price by 10% and increase the variable cost by 10% and tell us the NPV value. Then they ask us to tell us the NPV value. That also I did here, I believe so. So if you increase the variable cost, so that we can do it, guys. So 2016, if I have to do sensitivity analysis, I hope you're understanding. Sensitivity analysis I have to do, if I have to do for 2016 also, we can do also the same thing, same data, we just need to calculate. Okay. See, do you want me to repeat the same set of steps again? I don't think so. You'd be very interested that if I do the same thing again. So this you can do a revision for yourself. This you can give this as a yourself only the assignment. This you can give yourself only the assignment. Okay. Same data, nothing has to change. 1 minute. Just Excel based little bit adjustment you have to do. Yeah. So you have to do this little bit of adjustment. So all that you have to do here, just check the NPV. That should be 3,41,378. 3,41,378. Just to confirm the data. Okay. One minute. Yeah. So 16,87,909. Okay, fine. Then the next part of the question was in 2016, decrease the selling price by 10%. So if I decrease the selling price by 10%, if I decrease the selling price by 10%, if I decrease the selling price by 10%, then your new selling price will be 90% of this. Okay. So 90% means 10% of 120 is 12. So if I subtract 12 from this, it becomes 108, right? So, so 120, okay, so 12 nines is 108. So if I make selling price 108, so if I make selling price 108, you know that if you decrease selling price, your NPV will decrease. If you increase the selling price, your NPV will increase. Okay, so you can see your NPV will become minus 9 lakh rupees. Okay, so now imagine if I do the same thing in notebook, how much time it will incur for me to get the answer. The next part of the question was increase the variable cost by 10%. Increase the variable cost by 10%. So same data. For this, I don't have to do anything. Now the NPV will be 3,90,000. And this last part I don't have to do. This part I don't have to do. Fine. So this much I have to do in 2016. Clear? Anyone have any doubt? So if you want this Excel sheet, I'll forward you or I'll send in you whatever is convenient for you. Okay, everyone. Anyone, any doubt? So this was 2016 paper. Anyone have any doubt? Why should we do the same thing again? Already you learned this, right? Sensitivity analysis. What is sensitivity analysis? You change one variable and you see the impact of change of one variable on your NPV. That is what we do in sensitivity analysis. Clear, guys? Can I go ahead? Any question, any confusion? Yeah, Puneet, ask me if you have any doubt. Puneet raised hand. I think Puneet is raising hand to go ahead. So this same thing, guys, same thing again, sensitivity analysis. The same thing came in 2016 also. The same thing came in 2020 also. If I see previous year, your senior question paper. This is your senior question paper. If you see this, then if you see this, same kind of question. So this 50 marks question, Ajit Corporation is considering the risk. Can we do this problem, guys? 2020 question paper. So there's a company called Ajit Corporation. They are considering the risk aesthetic of a certain project. The firm has identified the following parameter factors with the respective expected value bearing the NPV of the project. Initial investment is given 30,000. The cost of capital is 10%. Quantity manufactured and sold annually is 1,400. Price per unit is 30 rupees. Variable cost per unit is 20 rupees. The fixed cost is 3,000 rupees. Depreciation is 2,000 rupees. Tax rate is 50%. Life of the project is 5 year. Okay. So salvage value is given nil. So this much data is given to you. Okay. Now based on this much data, okay, what you have to do, you have to assume the following underlying variable can take the values shown below. So then they have developed scenario. This is called scenario analysis. So in sensitivity analysis, we changed only one variable. Okay, you remember, no? We changed selling price per unit. We changed variable cost, and then we saw the impact. What impact that made on the NPV. Now we are doing this problem based on scenario analysis. In scenario analysis, we'll not change one variable. We'll change certain set of variables which we call a scenario. So normally when we do scenario analysis, when we are doing scenario analysis, so scenario, I hope you understand scenario. You've seen the movie Avengers Endgame scenarios. So what can be the scenario? What can be the scenario? Scenario can be most likely scenario. You remember PERT CPM model. We discussed scenario analysis there also. So most likely outcome means that the way thing is going, if it goes like this, then pessimistic scenario means nothing would be good. Nothing would be good in the term of company would be selling price is decreasing, variable cost is increasing, sale is decreasing. Okay, pessimistic means you are not able to sell your product, your cost is increasing day by day, you are not getting inventory, nothing is going good. Then optimistic means everything is going great, everyone is buying your product, people are fighting for getting your product, you can sell the product at whatever rate you want to sell, your variable cost decreasing like anything. That is optimistic. So I hope you're understanding. So here also we are doing that scenario analysis only, and that scenario analysis we are actually discussing in term of three parameter according to this problem. One is quantity manufactured and sold. So one parameter here what we are doing, what we are following here is quantity manufactured and sold. Quantity manufactured and sold. Quantity manufactured and sold. One parameter which is quantity manufactured and sold. Okay, so most likely scenario, what is given here? Quantity manufactured sold. I think that was 1,400 given. If my memory is good. Yeah, 1,400. So this is given as 1,400. If the way the things are going, under pessimistic scenario, you are able to sell only 800 units, and under optimistic scenario, you are selling 1,800 units. Under optimistic scenario, you are selling 1,800 units. Then variable cost per unit, selling price per unit. So selling price per unit and variable cost per unit. So selling price per unit is 30 rupees and variable cost per unit is 20 rupees. The pessimistic scenario. ₹20 and ₹40. This is ₹20. This is ₹40. An optimistic scenario, ₹50 and ₹15. ₹50 and ₹15. So three scenarios we'll consider. Okay, most likely scenario, pessimistic scenario, optimistic scenario. Under each scenario, we'll calculate the NPV. Rest other variable we believe to be constant. Okay, rest other variable will not change. Keep it like constant. And under each scenario, we'll calculate the NPV of the project. Under each scenario, we'll calculate the NPV of the project. Okay, so ultimately, we want to take an overview about different possibilities of outcome. Okay, so that is how it works in real world. In real world, nothing is stagnant. Everything is keep on changing. So you can see here the initial investment is ₹30,000. Cost of capital is 10%. Tax rate is 50%. Life of project given 5 year. Fixed cost is given 3,000. Depreciation given 2,000. So under each scenario, life is 5 years. So under each scenario, I calculated the NPV. So you can see this part, same steps, what we did in 2000, like the way you know how to calculate the NPV, like the same way I did. You see this, let me know if you have any doubt. See the steps, do in the notebook. Guys, do this in notebook. Have you written down the problem? Have you written, do you want to see the problem again? Just see the steps. Ask me any step you have any doubt. Note down these steps. You want to note it down, everyone? Then I'll explain you each step. So you need to remember life of the project is 5 year. Okay, that you have to remember. You have to remember your initial investment is 30,000. Okay, you have to remember the tax rate is given 50%. Okay, WACC is 10%. Okay, fixed cost is 3,000. The depreciation is 2,000. Straight line depreciation they're giving. No salvage value they're giving. Okay, quantity manufactured and sold in normal scenarios 1,400, and selling price per unit in normal scenario is ₹30. Okay, so if 1,400 is your quantity manufactured and sold, and ₹30 is your selling price, so if you multiply them, you will get the revenue. Okay, what is revenue? Revenue is the product of selling price per unit into quantity manufactured and sold. So with that, I'll get my revenue. Once I'll get my revenue, I'll subtract the total variable cost from the revenue. How will you get the total variable cost? You'll get the total variable cost by multiplying variable cost per unit into number of unit manufactured. So with that, you will get the total variable cost. So total variable cost is nothing but you multiply whatever is your variable cost per unit, which is your ₹20 is your variable cost per unit. You multiply that with 1,400. So if you do that, you will get the total variable cost. So once you get the total variable cost, then subtract the total variable cost from revenue. So revenue minus total variable cost is contribution. Can you understand this part? Revenue minus total variable cost is contribution. Contribution is revenue minus total variable cost. So what you get, we call is contribution or gross profit. Once you get the contribution, subtract the fixed cost and depreciation from the contribution. So with that, you'll get operating profit, which we call as EBIT. If interest is there, then deduct the interest from it, and then you make a payment of tax. After the payment of tax, what left with you is the profit after tax. And you add back depreciation on that, and you will get the operating cash flow. Anyone, any doubt? Any steps? Anyone have any doubt? Please ask me. Any steps you want me to repeat? Please ask me. 50% is the tax rate. The same set of steps what we did in 2016 question, 2016-17 question while calculating the NPV. The same set of steps we are following again. If anyone have any doubt, please ask me. Clear everyone? Can we go ahead? So revenue minus total variable cost is contribution. From contribution, subtract the fixed cost of 3,000, depreciation of 2,000. You will get operating profit, pay 50% tax on that. Then what left with you is the profit after tax, add depreciation of 2,000 on the profit after tax, you get the operating cash flow. Salvage value is given null. Okay, so the initial investment is given as 30,000. Discounting rate is 10% discount. You will get the NPV. NPV is minus 5,339. Any doubt, anyone, please ask me. You want me to repeat any steps? Guys, please reply. If you not reply, how will I get to know? Your understanding, not understanding, what is your thought process? Please reply. Anyone, any step you want me to repeat? You understood how I calculated the NPV. You want to see some part? Can I make it smaller? First, I discussed the most likely scenario. First, I discussed the most likely scenario. Then I was talking about pessimistic scenario. So under pessimistic scenario, already I told you the quantity manufactured and sold would become 800. Selling price per unit become 20 rupees. Variable cost per unit become 40 rupees. So under that scenario, what would be the NPV? Same set of calculation. And if you want explanation for this, please ask me. I'll do that. But if you do it, you'll get the NPV as minus 62,221 plus 0.69 if you want this calculation for this. You'll get this much NPV. Any doubt, anyone? So like the way we did, same kind of steps you have to do, guys. And I'm really wondering how the examiner is expecting us that in exam we'll do this step by step, everything, same kind of steps again, again. So how much time it will incur? Because I'm doing in MS Excel, so this become very fast. Otherwise, if you do step by step in exam in notebook, then it will incur a lot of time. This is the third scenario, optimistic scenario. Under optimistic scenario, what would be your NPV? Same steps. In optimistic scenario, your quantity manufactured and sold will become 1800. Selling price per unit will become 50 rupees. Variable cost per unit become 15 rupees. And again, I calculated the NPV. Anyone, any doubt? Any doubt, any steps, anyone? Anything you want me to repeat? Anything you want me to discuss? Any scenarios? Under each scenario, you need to calculate the NPV. Okay, so the Excel sheet of this I'll post. in the comment option in the channel, in the video. If you see the down of the video, you'll find the Excel sheet. Okay, I'll post that after the class so that you can refer them or in case of any inconvenience. Okay, so the same thing you have to repeat again. Okay, this under each scenario you have to calculate the NPV. Okay, then the next part of the question is that here the next part of the question is okay, calculate the accounting break even and financial break even point. So that is the next part of the question. You have to find the accounting break even and financial break even point. So accounting break even. So this is the formula of accounting break even, guys. Fixed cost plus depreciation divided by contribution margin ratio. This is the formula of accounting break even, guys. So if you want to find accounting break even, your fixed cost here was 3,000 according to the problem. Depreciation was 2,000. Contribution margin means contribution margin. I think ratio you understand. Contribution margin ratio means contribution by sales. Okay, so fixed cost plus depreciation is 5,000. Okay, contribution margin ratio means contribution by sale. You can see contribution here is 14,000 and the sale here was 42,000. So 14,000 by 42,000. So 14,000 by 42,000. This is what you have to do here. And those who know the table of 14, they know that 14 threes are 42. So you'll get 1 by 3. So contribution margin, so the accounting break even point will be 15,000 units. Is this part clear, everyone? So this is the formula of accounting break even. Break even, I think everyone understand minimum how many units I need to manufacture to get no profit, no loss. That is your break even. Clear, everyone? Now, if I talk about financial break even, if I talk about financial break even, if somebody asks me, how will you determine financial break even? So financial break even point, if I want to determine financial break even point, if I want to determine, it means what should be what is financial break even point? So financial break even point means what should be the number of units, what should be the number of units, what should be the number of units manufactured and sold annually, what should be the number of units manufactured and sold annually, what should be the number of units manufactured and sold annually to get NPV of the project equal to 0. So what should the minimum number of unit can I manufacture and sell every year so that I'll get the break even. Break even means no profit, no loss. So no profit, no loss is accounting term. Here we talk in the term of cash flow, that whatever money I'm putting, so I'll get that much minimum amount of money. That is NPV 0. Okay, so what should be the minimum units? So if I want to know, so let that sales is X. I don't know that minimum unit. The selling price per unit, I think that was given in the problem is 30 rupees. No, let that sale is X. Now doing that calculation. Now selling price per unit, selling price per unit is how much? Selling price per unit is 30. Variable cost per unit is 20. So I can write selling price per unit is 30 rupees, right? Per unit. Selling price per unit is 30. Okay. So I can write total revenue. So the total revenue will be equal to 30x. Okay. Then variable cost per unit is given to you is 20 rupees. So the total variable cost, then the total variable cost will be 20x. Okay. So if you subtract the total variable cost from total revenue, you will get total contribution. So your total contribution is 30x minus 20x is equal to 10x. Okay, what you do minus fixed cost. How much is your fixed cost? Like fixed cost is 3,000 rupees. Okay, variable, then depreciation. Depreciation is 2,000 rupees. So if you subtract both of them, so you'll get operating profit. The operating profit is 10x minus 5,000 rupees. All this calculation, what I'm doing for all the years. All this calculation, what I'm doing for all the years, year 1 to year 5. I hope you're understanding. The data remain the same for all the year. For year 1 to 5, I can write it separately, x and 6, all that. I hope you're understanding. So this, instead of writing separately each column one year, I'm writing them together. So EBIT is 10x minus 5,000. Okay, so then interest to anyway is zero. Interest is zero because the data is not given. So then EBT, earning before tax, that is 10x minus 5,000. Now 50% is the tax rate minus tax. Tax rate is 50%. 50% if you deduct from this 10x minus 5,000. If you deduct 50% from this, so you'll get 5,000, 5x minus 2,500, correct? So you earning after tax, so 50% you deducted and 50% will left with you. That will be 5x minus 2,500. Okay, so once you get this, what you need to do, add depreciation into this depreciation to get the operating cash flow. Depreciation is how much? 2,000. No? Fixed cost is 3,000. So operating cash flow. So operating cash flow. So your operating cash flow is 5x minus 2,500 plus 2,000 is which is your depreciation. So your operating cash flow is 5x minus 500. Okay, can you understand this? So operating cash flow for each year is 5x minus 500. Clear, everyone? This is your operating cash flow for each year, 5x minus 500. Now, if you understand the concept of annuity and all, then it would have been very easy. Then if you understand that every year, year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, every year you are getting this as a cash flow. Every year you are getting this as a cash flow, 5x minus 500. Your cash flow every year, your future cash flow. If you understand the concept of annuity, then directly by using the present value of annuity, it would be easy. But I'm wondering that how many of you know that. That's why I'm not doing that. So this is 5x minus 500. So this is, every year you're getting 5x minus 500 as your future cash flow. So 5x minus 500. Here the objective, we want to find the value of this x. So this is 5x minus 500. This is your operating cash flow for each year. Now, what you have to do, you have to discount this cash flow. Your WACC is given to you as 10%. WACC is given to you 10%. Here in this problem, WACC is given as 10%. So what you have to do, you have to discount the cash flow at 10%. So you'll find the present value of cash flow to find the NPV. So this would be 5x minus 500 divided by 1 plus 10% for year 1. So this is 5x minus 500 divided by 1.1. Okay, then this would be 5x minus 500 divided by 1 plus 10% to the power 2. I hope you're understanding. So this is 5x minus 500 divided by 1.21. Okay, so you can use calculator, guys. So this is 5x minus 500 divided by 1 plus 10% to the power 3. This is 5x minus 500 divided by 1.1 to the power 3. So you'll get 5x minus 500 divided by 1.331 if I'm not wrong. So then the simultaneously again for 4 years, 5x minus 500 divided by 1 plus 10% for year 4. So this is 5x minus 500 divided by 1.1 to the power 4. This is 5x minus 500 divided by 1.4641. Those who understand the concept of annuity and all, they can do directly applying the present value of annuity. For normal student, I'm doing, assuming that they don't know. So 5x minus 500 divided by 1 plus 10% to the power 5. This would be 5x minus 500 divided by 1.1 to the power 5. This is 5x minus 500 divided by 1.61 something, if I'm not wrong. Okay, so 1.61. Now this is a sum of present value of the future cash flow. Okay, so 1.1 to the power 5, 1.61051. So once you get this, so what is the sum of present value of your future cash flow? Future cash flow, that is 5x minus 500 divided by 1.1 plus 5x minus 500 divided by 1.21 plus 5x minus 500 divided by 1.331 plus 5x minus 500 divided by 1.4641 plus 5x minus 500 divided by 1.61. Okay, now I'll not suggest do by LCM and all. So what you can do, you can take 5x minus 500 common. So you'll get 1 by 1.1 plus 1 by 1.21 plus 1 by 1.331 plus 1 by 1.4641 plus 1.61. I'll not suggest do by LCM and all. So you just find this value by using calculator. So you can just find this value by using this calculator. So that I can suggest you. Find this value. 3.79, I think the sum will come here. So just do use calculator, find this value. So the sum of present value of your future cash flow, if you solve this, you will get 3.79, 3.790787, 3.790787 into 5x minus 500. And then when we say financial break even, so it should be that point. It should be that point where the NPV becomes 0. Okay, so you know that this, so NPV, once you get this, so what is the NPV of the project? So your NPV of the project, that is your minus initial investment, that is 30,000 plus sum of present value of your future cash flow, that is 3.0790787. So 3.790787 into 5x minus 500. This should be equal to 0. So I can write 3.790787 into 5x minus 500, that is equal to 30,000. Okay, so I can write 5x minus 500 is equal to, divide 30,000 by this, 1, 2, 3, 4, divide by this, you will get 7913924, 7913924. So then I can write 5x is equal to 7913.924 plus 500. So you'll get 5x is equal to 8413.924. Then the value of x is 16 5s are 84. Then Then 34, 41, 13, 2 39, 7 42, 8 24, approximately 5. So this would be the value of x, 1682.785. This divided by 5, 1682.785. Can you understand this? So this will be your financial break-even point. Anyone, any doubt? Okay, guys. Any doubt, anyone? Please ask me. Same thing I've done in MS Excel. Same thing I've done in MS Excel. Let this is X. So selling price 30. So this would be 30X. So this would be 30X. Then the variable cost is 20. So the variable cost would be 20X. Then the contribution will be 10X. Okay, so fixed cost is 3000. Then EBITDA will be 10X minus 5000. Okay, then less depreciation. Okay, so minus 3000, then depreciation. So then 10x minus 5000. The interest is not given. The EBT will be same. 10x minus 5000. Tax is 50%. So 50% you deduct. You left with 5x minus 2500. Then EAT will be same. Earning after tax will be same as this value. Then you add depreciation. So you'll get 5x minus 500. Then salvage value is 0. Fund from operation will be same only, 5x minus 500. Okay, then initial investment is 30,000. WACC is 10%. So I'll find the present value of cash flow. So present value of cash flow, guys, you can use if you understand. If you've done second semester properly, then you know the present value of NUT. So every year you're getting a cash flow of 5x minus 500. So that is there in the form of NUT. NUT means when you receive or when you pay same amount of money after every regular interval of time. So you could have used the direct formula of present value of NUT, a by r percent to the power a into 1 plus r percent to the power t minus 1 by 1 plus r percent. This would have given you the present value of NUT directly, but I have not done like that way because many people are doubtful. They know or they don't know. 0.1, this is 1.1 to the power 5 minus 1 by 1.1 to the power 5. You solve this, so you will get 3.79. You will get 3.79 into 5x minus 500. This is the sum of present value of your future cash flow. And that should be equal to 30,000. So if you solve it, and if you solve it to make your NPV 0, okay, so you can solve it to make your NPV 0. And so if you do that, you will get 1683 here. Clear? Anyone have any doubt? Guys, please ask me. Anyone, any question, any doubt? So if you have understood what all I have done in this class, then I like to wind up the class. Thank you everyone. See you all in next class.